Hi YouTube, welcome back to my channel. This is Maisha. Of course, you know you can call me Mimi, but if you're new here, cue the intro. We are at the Moon Palace Resort in the beautiful city of OCHO RIOS, Jamaica, and this is another hotel review. Alright, so as usual, we're going to be talking about the customer service, the check-in, the food, the room, the entertainment, and also some general information. So right now we're at the lower level of the lobby area in one of the hallways at the Moon Palace Resort. And if the background is a little bit noisy, I apologize. It's because, you know, it's a busy area and people are walking around. So we're doing it a little bit different today, right? So let's go ahead and start with customer service and check-in. The customer service here at the Moon Palace Resort, Jamaica has been top tier. No complaints at all. From the very moment we arrived, we received sanitizing rags at the entrance as well as a rose. By the way, I came with my sister. It was her pre-birthday weekend getaway. The lobby is huge and gorgeous, perhaps the best part of the hotel in terms of decor. The check-in was seamless, it was easy. The representative was so pleasant and kind. She gave us everything we needed, gave us all the information we needed. Now, because my sister was celebrating her birthday, she actually arranged for a surprise to be delivered to her room. We ended up getting a bottle of champagne as well as chocolate, and I thought that was really nice. Now, as usual, check-in is at 3 o'clock. We know that, but we got here about 1 and the room was ready, so we didn't have to wait at all. We got our armbands and the room was ready right away. One thing about the armbands though, this didn't happen to my sister, but it was a bit sharp, so I ended up cutting myself when I was showering. So yeah, just a tip to Moon Palace that these armbands are a little bit too sharp. The great customer service also extended to the restaurants. All the servers, all the hostesses and hosts were so generous all throughout the hotel. We both agreed, my sister and I, on a rating of 10 out of 10 for customer service and check-in. So big up Moon Palace Resort in the customer service category. Alright, so we switched locations obviously because the last location was obviously too loud, too busy. So we're now outside on this beautiful balcony area. So let's talk about the room. The room was pretty comfy, kind of on the small side. To be honest with you, the bathroom was a little bit too small and we both thought the same thing. The bed was comfy though, the decor was quite nice, and we had everything we need. I will say that the dryer that's provided did not have the correct connection that we would need to plug it in. Would have needed to have like an adapter of some sort. Just letting you know that that's the case, so you may very well have to call the front desk and get an adapter, because if you need to use the dryer, that might be a problem for you. Now, apart from that, we didn't receive robes or bed slippers, which as far as I know were supposed to be in the room when we arrived. There was none. We did, however, call the front desk and were able to have housekeeping deliver some robes for us. However, we never did get the bed slippers, but that's fine. We didn't really make a big deal out of it. Like I said, we pretty much had everything we needed though. I will note that there is definitely a dedicated room tour, so go ahead and watch that video for more details on the room. I will rate the room, however, comfort level and everything, decor, everything, at an 8 out of 10. Guys, I just realized that the lighting was terrible at that angle, so we switched the angle again. I apologize. So let's move on to the food, and we're gonna break it down into breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So for the first breakfast, we ordered room service, and it was pretty good. Now, room service is promised in 30 minutes. It actually arrived in 45 minutes, which is not terrible considering I've had worse experience. So not too bad. The other place we had breakfast at was the Buccaneer Buffet. This is the buffet restaurant here at the hotel where they serve breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Breakfast was also good there. They have a wide variety of both continental breakfast and Jamaican breakfast. Breakfast was pretty good. So on to lunch. We also had lunch at the Buccaneers buffet, and lunch was pretty good as well. We had jerk chicken with oxtail, rice and peas. I had a salad. The oxtail was pretty good, to be honest. The jerk chicken was good as well. The jerk sauce, however, was a little bit on the salty side, but not too salty. It had quite enough spice, and we enjoyed lunch the first day. We also had dessert at the buffet, and the dessert was pretty good. It was a chocolate dessert with some type of coffee flavor. It was quite nice. Now dinner was at La Gondola, and to be honest with you, it was not great. Unfortunately, I ordered a shrimp pasta, and the tomato sauce was quite weak and a little bit tasteless. I honestly believe that I could have made a better tomato sauce. I'm not exaggerating. It really wasn't good. I couldn't eat it. And my sister had a lasagna, and the lasagna was fresh. In Jamaica, we say fresh, which really means that it has no flavor. There's no salt. So it was quite disappointing because we were looking forward to having that Italian dinner. The Italian restaurant is beautiful looking, but the food did just not meet our standard. So much so that the supervisor came over to our table. I'm guessing he saw that we were disappointed, and he kind of asked questions about how we were feeling about the food, etc. And I did give him my honest feedback without even telling him how I felt about the tomato sauce. He said he could look at it and tell that the sauce was weak. It was like a pale pink, right? When you think about an Italian tomato sauce, you're thinking about a red, rich tomato sauce, and so unfortunately that was that. But we left there. We went to the sun deck, which is more on the casual side. It's by the water, nice little vibe. And we ended up having a pizza, which I believe was a jerk pork pizza. The pizza itself was great. I'm not a huge fan of pork, so I didn't quite enjoy the pork as much. But the quality of the pizza itself was great. We enjoyed the pizza. I also had another shrimp pasta, which was not the best shrimp pasta I've ever had. It was better than the first one, but again didn't quite meet my standard for shrimp pasta. And I love pasta. I love shrimp pasta. So unfortunately, it was just okay for me. However, the highlight of that meal was the dessert. We had a donut with some type of vanilla cream on the inside, and we get chocolate on the side. Delicious. What had happened was, I think they had just made a new batch. So when we got ours, it was extremely hot and just melted in your mouth. Chef's kiss. That was the best dessert we've had since we've been here. But to be honest with you, desserts on a whole at Moon Palace are pretty good. All the desserts we've had been pretty good. That one in particular though was so memorable that we went back the next night just for dessert again, just to have the donuts, because it was really that good. So when you go to the sun deck here at Moon Palace Resort, try the donut dessert. You will not regret it. So the last restaurant we had dinner at was Momo, which is an Asian restaurant, which is the only restaurant that requires a reservation. So we made reservations for the teppanyaki dinner. And that's kind of show-kicking Asian style. So you kind of expect the chef to be making jokes, playing games, playing around, but also cooking your food in front of you at the same time. Now the food was good, but our chef was a little bit underwhelming on the entertainment side. It was lacking entertainment quality. He didn't play a lot of games. He didn't play any games. He didn't really make any jokes. He didn't really do anything but cook, He engaged the guys at the table with some football talk, but that was basically it. So it was a bit underwhelming because we did reserve the dinner because we were expecting to have that type of entertainment. My sister had never experienced a hibachi or teppanyaki type of cooking before, and so we really were looking forward to her being able to experience that, but unfortunately that's not exactly what happened. But I gather it's a young chef. I think he was about 22 years old, so I figured there is a bit more experience that he is yet to get. But like I said, at least he can cook. The food was good. So the food generally here at Moon Palace Resort is pretty good. We would say an 8 out of 10. There's quite a bit of variety here. There are snack bars, there's a jerk hut. We also had lunch at one point at the jerk hut. The jerk chicken and the jerk pork were pretty good. The chicken and pork were a bit cold though. It would have been better if it was a bit warm or hot, but it was still good nonetheless. In addition to that, there's also a cafe close to the lobby area where you can get pastry, teas, coffee, sandwiches, that kind of thing. We had a couple of pastries there, and the pastry was pretty good. So let's get into the ambiance and the vibes. So the best part of the hotel for me in terms of the decor, like I mentioned before, is the lobby area. It's grand, it's beautiful, and it has a nice vibe, a nice welcoming resort vibe. There's always something going on in there. It's always busy and buzzing with people, and they tend to have a mento band playing in the mornings in the lobby area. So it's a nice vibe. It's a cool hangout spot, if you will. The poolside area is also quite chill. It's beautiful by the poolside, by the way. You have a kids area where there's a water slide, and that side is always buzzing with a little bit of entertainment. One of the entertainment coordinators on the mic playing games and engaging with the guests. And you know, it just feels kind of fun. But there's always people by the pool, and it always seems to be a good vibe. People playing with their frisbees, with their family, and just chilling by the swim-up bar. And it's really just a chill vibe. The overall ambiance of the hotel is, I believe, quite chill, quite relaxing. If that's what you're going for, you will love that. So now we're on to the entertainment and the sports. There are a few things that are available for entertainment. Let's start with the kids. There's a playroom, a fully equipped playroom, which looks so much fun, where you can send your kids off if you want to take a break, because this is a family resort, by the way. I don't think I mentioned that before. And in addition to that, like I said, there's a pool area with a water slide, which is quite fun. There's even a water playground, and the kids really enjoy themselves there. Now, outside of that, there is a games room, lots of games there for the adults to play, pool tables. There's an area where you can play volleyball. Now, the highlight for us in terms of entertainment was the flow rider. The flow rider is kind of like a surf simulator, and that was so much fun. Neither of us can surf, so we really just glided on our stomachs, but that was quite fun. There are lots of water sports that are available. So they have the jetpack available, which is the one that shoots you up in the air. We didn't really get to do that, but that's available at an additional cost. There's also tubing that's available at about $30 per person, something like that. So there are quite a bit of water sports here that you can enjoy. Be sure to ask the front desk for the information that you need if you want to get any of those arranged for you. Now, the beach is also really nice and relaxing, so that's definitely a plus. Now, for the nighttime entertainment, there are a couple of bars and lounges. So there's a piano bar, the loud bar, which is basically a lounge area with a bar where you can listen to music. And then there's a disco. We went to the disco the both nights that we were here, and it was a vibe. The DJ was playing dancehall to rap to reggae to just a bunch of different types of music. He did kind of cater mostly to the foreign crowd, which I understand, but you know, I would have appreciated a little bit more of the dancehall, because you know, we Jamaicans, but I get it. It's an American crowd, mostly American crowd, so he was catering to the people that were there. And it was fun. We went both nights and we had a great time. In addition to that, there's also the entertainment hall, which always has live music, mostly reggae music. We never actually went there, but we could always hear the live music playing, and it always sounded like it was quite a vibe. So there's also that. So there's a wide variety of entertainment available here at the Moon Palace Resort. So entertainment and sports for us gets a solid 8 out of 10. Now, on to some general information. So I saw that there's a VIP lounge and something called a Diamond Elite. So I inquired about the program, and apparently you can sign up for that program and basically benefit from even better customer service, first preference in terms of room types, and seating at restaurants, and a bunch of other things. So that's the hotel review for the Moon Palace Resort in OCHO RIOS, Jamaica. We thoroughly enjoyed our weekend here. We had a great time. It was relaxing, but at the same time, it was fun. We definitely recommend this hotel for a family vacation, as well as just with a friend or even a significant other. It's a great hotel all around. Moon Palace Resort gets a solid 8 out of 10 from us overall, and we have really no complaints at all. So as usual, thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope it was informative. I hope it was helpful. You know, I'm here to help you to make your decision as to where to stay in Jamaica when you're planning your next vacation, or if you live in Jamaica, where to stay for your next staycation. Don't forget to like this video if you liked it, and please subscribe before you leave. It really helps my channel and I really appreciate it. Check out my other videos on the Moon Palace Resort Jamaica. We have a room tour, as well as we have a walkthrough tour tour that's coming soon. Thanks so much again for watching, and until the next one, take care.